But today is not about partner reports. Today is about project reports. So here we are. We have a very clear bottom how to create a project report. This is your first step. And to create your project report, the first thing you do is you insert the reporting period start date, end date, and the relevant period you want to report on. It's very important that the date that you insert here and here corresponds exactly to the project reporting schedule that you have in your project. It is not possible to have a project report that cuts across several reporting periods. It only always has to cover one period. So once you will have copied, now I will make fake dates. Then you will have created a new project report template for your project. Now, I had prepared some information already in my previous draft, so I will delete this one and keep working on the first one that I have prepared with some information and that we have worked on with Stefan. So once you have created your project report, you will see in what stage it is. For a beginning, it will be in the draft stage. You'll have essential information, and this is maybe a very important piece of information. It will tell you to which application form version it is linked. Let's say you have a project change in the making, which we absolutely discourage, but in that case, you will see to which application form your project report is connected to. Information about the period, and then we'll start with the real stuff, content. First question we have for you is to highlight the main achievements. We've limited this field to 2,500 characters, and we ask you to give a concise description of the progress overall, what has been done in this period, what has been achieved, and if there is already any impacts that can be observed. The information that is copied here is the same that you find in the offline template, so it's not lost after this webinar. You'll have it also at hand. After highlighting the main achievements, you have an overview of progress of achievement of your outputs. This is the target as per application form. This is what you have reported in previous project reports, and this is what you will be reporting now. And the accumulated values so far. Currently is 0 because we just created the report. Next, we ask you to tell us a little bit if you have faced any issues in the project, in the partnership. Is there some concerns about the possibility of the project to achieve the output and results as planned? And give us a little information about potential risks that you have assessed in your project and any mitigation measures that you have put in place. Next, we also ask to give us a little bit of information if there is any deviations to the budget that are relevant, especially if you are going for some changes, which again, we do not recommend. You can report them here in this field in the project report. Next is information about the engagement and involvement of the target groups. By default, you will have here listed all the target groups that are added in your application form, and for each of them, we would like to know how they have been involved. If it's relevant, give us the number, and especially if it's underrepresented groups that you have been working with, let us know, because that is very interesting information for us. There is a little bit of a sort of a heads up message also in this section that is about making sure that the information that you report on your target groups is also documented, especially if it's relevant in view of your output indicators reporting. So if, let's say, this is a public authority that is going to be taking up a project result, then have a bit of a look at the documentation for that indicator so that you have that information ready for when the time comes. As you go along and type your information in Jems, you will have the possibility to save changes, and we recommend to do that as frequently as possible. The session in Jems is very long, is 8 hours, yet there is no warning when a session expires. So if you start a piece of work in the morning and then get back to it more than 8 hours later, the system will not let you know that you have been disconnected. So just make sure you save as you go along. Work plan progress, there is one work package, and inside the work package is possible to add all the information that we need. There's a little nice feature that is a flag box for when a work package is completed that you can tick, and this means that in the next reporting period, the information that you have inserted will be displayed or it will be carried over, so you don't have to complete that again. But now this is the first report, so the work package is not completed. We start with information about the project-specific objective. This is your project-specific objective as in the application form. This was a very lazy applicant with a very short project-specific objective, but here you will be able to select the level of achievement of your specific objective, and here you'll give us a short description about the work carried out contributing towards the project-specific objective. And the same goes for the communication objective. As you know, for every work package, there is a project-specific objective and the project communication objective. So here you will be describing the work carried out towards the communication objective and also indicate the level of achievement. The next field is about how the partnership is working together. We'll just ask for an insight into the partnership dynamics, divisions of roles, and if there were any issues that needed to be addressed within this work package. Once you're done with this information, you can save. This is a nice feedback that we can give to Interact about not collapsing the work package again while we are editing the information in it. Besides the description of progress on the project objectives, it is possible to describe progress on the activities, on the deliverables, and it is possible to add attachments. It is possible to add one attachment item at a time, like per deliverable. So if you have multiple files, please zip them and upload a zipped folder here. For the deliverables as well as for the outputs, we ask you only to indicate full values. So if this deliverable is partly, like let's say 50% finished, do not put 0.5, just wait, leave it 0, and we'll be happy to know once it's completed. And you can describe here that you're half done. For all the activities that are planned in the application form and for all the deliverables that are planned in the application form, you'll have the possibility to describe progress. And the same is valid for the outputs. We have the program output indicator, the measurement unit chosen, what is the target value that is indicated in the application form, and what has been achieved in this reporting period. Again, if you're halfway there, it's good to know, but you don't have to report any values here. Just put 1, 2, or 3 once you get there, and describe the progress in the corresponding field. You're welcome to give us an attachment for output and use a zipped folder if you have several files that you want to share with us. In the offline template, we have again linked to the Annex 601, where there's a description of the output indicators definition for you to check progress on meeting all those elements in the definition that you will have to document once the indicator is achieved. So keep an eye on those as you go along in your project. Once the information is complete, you save your changes and you move on to the next tab. It is about project results and horizontal principle. The approach is the same for the project results. You describe progress and you indicate the level of achievement. Again, only full values, no partial values, and the possibility to upload one zipped folder or one file. All the results that have been indicated in the application form will display in your report. And again, a little reminder about checking the program manual Annex 6.2 to understand the definition of the result and the elements that are part of it and that you need to document. When you come to the horizontal principles, you have made statements about this in the application form. So we ask you to report on concrete steps and activities in this respect against the information that you shared with us in the application form. And if you have concrete examples, please share them with us. It's very interesting, and it's very good to have the possibility to share practices between projects based on concrete examples. I will leave this for Stefan. I just move on to the project annexes, and here is where you will see all the files that have been uploaded in the work plan area and in the project and results area. And you can add more files here if you have the need to do so. So let's say an additional document or a printed copy of the communication checklist. Anything else that you feel that should be attached to your report, you can upload it here. I skip the next tab, that is for Stefan, and I go to the report export. Here is where you will have the possibility to download a PDF copy of your project report. So you'll select the plugin. The language is only English, so we'll have no alternatives valid for you. And you click on export, and a PDF file will be downloaded for you with the information in your project report. For the time being, the submit is only a mirage. We ask you not to submit your project report for the moment. We will put a blocker, so you cannot accidentally submit it. But at a later stage, you will have the possibility to run a pre-submission check. That will be an automated control of the information that you have inserted in your report. It will point out what is missing or what is wrong according to validation criteria. And if all the pre-submission checks return green, so no issues, then you will be able to submit your project report to the Secretariat, and there will be a notification sent out. Now I go back to the list of partner certificates.
Yes, I can take over and talk about the two tabs that is more related to financial information. So what you see here is the list of partner certificates that are at the moment ready to be included in the project report. So here you find all partner certificates, and a certificate for each period can only be included once in a report, so they will not be available anymore once included in a report. And we recommend to include all certificates that relate to the same periods for all partners. And as you can see to the left, they are ticked and they are automatically ticked. And if deemed necessary, it is possible to untick a certificate, but then that needs to be explained in the problems and deviations area that Michela talked about earlier. So this must be in communication with the desk officer, so the desk officers kind of know what is ongoing in the project. If we then move over to the other tab, the financial overview, here we have 4 tables, and the first 2 tables, they are more on total project level, and the third and the fourth table are more on breaking down data on partner level. But if you start looking at the table 1, here we can see how much of the budget that is used so far, breaking down on funding source level. And if we look at the different columns, you can see that first of all you have the partner total eligible budget, and then you can see what is previously reported, and this will of course be 0 for the first time when you report something. So that is what has been certified in earlier periods before this current we're looking at. And then you have the current period, that is of course the amounts for the report that is that is ongoing. And total reported so far is, of course, these two combined. So this shows how much that is certified. And you also see a percentage of the total budget, and you see the remaining budget, and that is, of course, the difference between the total budget and what's reported so far. You can, to the left, you can also see what is previously paid. And if we go to table 2, here is a split up on cost category level, summarized for all funding sources. So the columns work the same way, but as you can see, this is on cost category level. The third table to help you get an overview of your project report, that's an overview per partner, also on cost. You can see the broken down on cost category level, but you can see each partner on different rows. So that gives an overview. And then the final table so far, we can say, because probably there will be more tables developed as the system gets more mature and developed. But at the moment, the fourth table is about deducted items. So as I said, the third and the fourth table are just looking at the current report. So in this case, I deducted a small amount. So that's here you get the overview of what is of the cost items in both this report and for table 1 and 2, also for the total overview of the project. So that was just to give you a sneak peek how you get an overview of your project reporting. Thank you.